Hold on. Okay, yeah, now
There
we're
we
live.
are.
Yay!
Hello.
Finally. For those of you watching later, because we have no active viewers right now, we had some major technical difficulties, which is why we are 12 minutes late, 13 minutes
Surprise,
now.
surprise.
Well, actually, it wasn't that hard the last 2 or 3 times. It was just really hard this time. I'm just glad we're finally live.
It's been like a month and a half since we've live showed though, so.
I know. It's been forever, but we figured it out there for a while, and then we got kind of, what's it called when you're not, we got rusty. Yeah, we got rusty from doing it, so. But anyway, we're live now, so I'm excited. I literally just finished this book like an hour ago.
And I finished last night.
Woohoo! Okay, so initial thoughts and ratings. You want to go first?
Well, originally I gave it 4 stars, but then like 2 seconds after I changed it to 3.5. I'm not saying that I didn't like it because I did, but there were slow parts like in the middle that I wasn't very happy with, and I was like, well, I don't want to be here right now. But overall, I really did like it because I'm a big fan of books that involve monarchies and kings and queens and princesses, and I think I'm going to continue the series whenever I get the other books.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't have any like questions about what I rated it. I rated it 3.5 out of 5 stars, but like you said, it wasn't that I didn't enjoy it. I did. I liked the main character. And if you guys seen any of the past live shows, I can't remember names to save my life. So I'm like horrible at that. But no, yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars too. It had some slow parts in the middle. I liked the way that it ended a little, but it was good, and I agree. I think I'm going to continue on with the series. It intrigued me enough, and I was interested enough to where I'm going to continue on, but it wasn't amazing.
It has enough material to have another book and be a series. How long did it take you to read this out of curiosity?
Okay, so I started reading it after I finally got to St. Pete, which was last Friday. So it's taken me over a week.
Took me 2 weeks to read this.
I mean, to play the devil's advocate for the book, I guess I was like unpacking and getting settled in, and Chase and I have had to go to the store like 5 million times to pick up just random things you need for a new house. So I mean, like, it's not like I had nothing to do. I was really busy with unpacking and everything like that. So it took me a lot longer to read this than it usually does for me to read like any normal book. So. But there was moments where I was reading it where I knew I had to read it, finish it for the live show in time, and I just didn't want to pick it up. I really wanted to pick up something else. But if I knew I picked up something else, I would get distracted, and I wouldn't be able to finish it for the live show. So
my only excuse is work and school. That's all I got.
And that's a pretty good excuse. So
yeah.
Hold on. I'm trying to post to the Twitters really quick so we can get that on there.
Where did you find your copy since yours is an ARC?
Oh yeah, I thought I texted you about that too, but I'll tell everyone else.
Remember?
I
said you did. I don't remember though.
Yeah, I did. I sent you a picture and everything. No, I was at my local in Orlando where I used to live. Me and Chase went like one last time to our used bookstore that's like right in our city and everything. So we went there like one last time, and she has this little young adult section like right at the front. I used to like going there a lot more, but their young adult section sucks now. So I don't go there as much as often, but I saw this in there in the young adult section, and it was an ARC, and it's a new owner who's working there. Like, they just recently bought it out. So I was like, did you know you can't sell these ARC copies because it's illegal, you know? The publishers give them out for free. And I told her, and she's like, oh, well, just take it. And I was like, really? And it was, I was going to buy it anyway because I needed the book for the live show, and it was at the beginning of the month. And so when she said I could have it for free, I was like, perfect. Like, it's in really bad condition. It's like ripped here at the back, and like the edges are really bad. It's a really bad condition book, but I got it for free, and it just was perfect timing because I needed it for the live show.
It looks like it was loved.
It was very loved, and like almost like every 100 pages there was like dog marks, and which I can't talk. I dog ear pages sometimes if I don't have a bookmark nearby, but like it was very crazy. Yeah, it looks like this book has been read several times. So
Now, which cover do you like better, yours or this one?
oh, I like mine. Except for something I didn't like, though, was this is not how I pictured the girl in the main character look at all. That's one thing, like, when I started reading the book, I mean, like, you know, normal teenage girl on the cover of a young adult novel. You're gonna get anywhere. So I wasn't, like, disgusted by it. It was just like, oh, just another young adult cover. You know what I mean? It was just, like, whatever. But then I started reading the book, and the main character in the first half of the novel is overweight. She's a bigger girl. And I talked about this a little bit in my last video, and there was something that I wanted to talk about in the live show too, was that I really, you know, I'm a bigger girl. I would be considered overweight, I guess, whatever. And so seeing that in a young adult novel, I felt represented. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of plus size main characters in books, period, much less young adult novels. So I liked that about the character as well.
I only have a face to go by on my cover, and even then it's really tiny.
Yeah, I don't really understand. If we're talking about like covers and stuff like that, the name of the book, I don't think it corresponds well with what goes on in the book. You know what I mean? I never got the connection.
I have Thorns on here, and I'm gonna just assume that this is the Godstone. So,
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I just don't think the title, like, the Girl of Fire and Thorns, like, where does the fire and thorns come in? Maybe because of the powers that the Godstone has?
Maybe.
At the end of the book that she realized? I have no idea. I just didn't see. I think there could have been a better title for the book that made more sense than this. Like, maybe we can connect it in some way, but I like titles that, you know, they're the title because of this reason, and it's very apparent, and this wasn't very apparent.
See, I've been wanting to read this book for a while now, like since I got it. I don't remember when I got it, but out of all the stories that it could have been, I wasn't expecting the one that it is. And not to say that it's a bad thing, it's just it's not what I thought it was going to be about, especially reading the back of the cover. Yeah.
Chase, can you get out of the thing?
Yeah, I was like, is there somebody behind you?
My house is being robbed.
Oh, God.
No, usually when I record, Chase isn't at home, but he is today. So I'm sorry, guys. My husband's going in the background. We have to live. He's got to go to the bathroom in the kitchen and, you know, whatnot. So whatever. No, but yeah, I agree. I was expecting something different. I don't know what I was expecting, but it definitely wasn't this. I do have to give it that. Like the religious system in this book, is different than usually what it is. It did have a lot of correspondence, like with Christianity and stuff like that, I realized. So it was, I guess, easy for me to compare the two in the book. Sometimes I read religions in books and it's hard for me to comprehend them, but when it's closely related to a religion I already know, it's easier, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, what was I going to say?
I don't know, Chloe.
I don't know either. I just don't know.
There's like a lot to talk about in this book, but that's another thing I felt like with the book. It was kind of all over the place. There were some things that I just didn't understand. Like there was so many different groups at war with one another, and then some of the groups were like, some of them were like allies, but they weren't. You know, like the group that. How do you say her name too? How do you pronounce it?
I say it ELISA.
ELISA, yeah, or ELISA. Sometimes I would say ELISA, but I think ELISA is the correct pronunciation of it. But anyway, so the group that ELISA was in with, her like little group of people were allied with her husband, the king. What's his name?
Alejandro.
Alejandro, yeah. We're allied with King Alejandro's army, but then they like weren't, so it was weird. I don't know. A map would have helped.
Yeah, all those different elements confused me. Now, this is a book that I think should have a map, and like looking at this, you'd expect it to have one, but it doesn't.
A character list too. I just think that with fantasy novels, when you're talking about so many different places and kingdoms and people and kings and queens and these people and that people, I just really think that it's so essential for a fantasy novel to have maps and character lists. Do you know what I mean? It's just too confusing for me.
Especially when you have so many characters in the story. Like, it's ugh.
Yeah, like what's the one, Fallen Kingdoms, map, character list, and if I'm confused with somebody, I can just go to the front of the book to the character list and be like, oh, this person is that person, and it jogs my memory a little bit. But with other fantasy novels that don't have that, it just adds confusion to it, and it's a little annoying. You know, it just would help so much, especially a map, because I think where ELISA is in the desert with like, I want to call them like rebels, but they're not rebels. They're like they're a part of the country. Okay, let's try to get this in. Let's try to.
They have a name. It's Malficio or Malficio.
Yes. They are on King Alejandro's side, but King Alejandro doesn't I don't think he has a connection with the people in his kingdom, which means he can't help them. So they kind of take this war into their own hands.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, that's just, but it took me like half of the book to understand that. Like I didn't, and that was another thing I was about to say. They didn't I don't understand why they captured ELISA, you know?
Apparently they think that they thought that she could help, which yes, she did, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, how did she help using her Godstone? I mean, I understand she did help, but she helped back at the palace.
Yeah, and then they were going to kidnap her when oh God, what's that girl's name? I'm horrible with names. The girl that kidnapped her.
Cosme?
Yes, when Cosme kidnapped her, I felt like they were going to kidnap her, but then after they got kidnapped, or in the process of kidnapping, she's like, oh, when she realized that she's the person with the Godstone, or was it before? Actually, now that I'm remembering, it was before she got kidnapped. Cosme realizes that she has the Godstone.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why she got kidnapped. But I don't know. It was just, Recaptains? I know I introduced you to Recaptains, right?
Is this book on there?
Yes, it is. It's got like a step-by-step of everything that happens. And as I was going towards the end of the book, like today and yesterday, I was going through the events from the beginning of the book to like jog my memory. And so that helped a lot. Recaptains, if you guys don't know, it's like a blog that that basically summarizes from beginning to end a book in a series, so that if you go and read the second book, you can jog your memory on the first one and stuff like that. And sometimes they have like character lists on there, or definitions of words that are unique to a certain series and stuff like that. So like they defined Godstone and stuff like that. So that was a really big help with reading the book. It didn't have a character list per se. There was some characters that Recaptains explained to it was, but if you guys are going to read this book, or you guys want to jog your memory before reading the next one, Recaptains is an amazing website that helps with a lot of different series. So,
crap, what was I gonna say?
I don't know, Chloe. I'm talking my head off over here. I feel like there's so much to talk about with this book, but it's
not even that long, but there's so much information.
There is a lot happened with this book. Like, we go from the beginning with ELISA being, just the princess, getting married and getting shipped off to live with King Alejandro, and then the whole deal with King Alejandro not wanting to tell his kingdom about her and about them getting married and stuff. And
I didn't like that. It's like, well,
no, I didn't.
What's the point?
Yeah, I don't know what their agreement with ELISA's dad and King Alejandro was that they were going to send troops to help with the war, which I feel like didn't even happen. Like, ELISA and the Malfedo people, they basically won the war all by themselves with no help from anybody else, from the way it sounds to me.
Like, I think they just won the battle that was at the end,
Yeah.
But there's like, well, they did send the troops, just not until the very end.
Yeah.
I remember what I was going to say. I didn't take notes this time.
Me neither. I never take notes, so that's just me. Are you there? I think we might have lost you. Chloe! I don't know what happened. You were in the middle of finally saying something. What happened? Now I'm just sitting here like a lonely duck. Hello? It's Chloe. What? Yes. Hold on, I'm gonna put you on speakerphone. Okay, what?
My browser thing popped up, and it's been doing this recently. It said, relaunch browsers are postponed. I thought I hit postpone, and I accidentally hit relaunch browser.
No! How do we fix that?
I bring it back up.
Okay, well, we'll wait here for you. That's okay. I'll keep you on unless you want to hang up.
Well, okay. Yeah. Let me finish my thought.
Okay.
I didn't take notes this time. I actually haven't taken notes. That's Cool Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And since it took me so long to read this book, I probably should have taken notes, but I got busy and too busy and just.
Yeah. I never take notes, but I feel like a book like this, we should have taken notes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps. It really does help with fantasy books that don't have like character lists and stuff to write it down. Oh well. I re-invited you to the chat thingy. I don't know if it worked or if you're on yet.
Well, there's also an advantage to this.
Which is?
We spent so much time having technical difficulties, I forgot to take a bathroom break. So.
You know you're on speakerphone and we're still live?
I don't care.
Okay. That's hilarious.
So, oh, damn, I just dropped my books. I have the invitation.
Okay.
I will hang up now.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I'm gone.
Okay, we'll see you in a minute.
Bye.
Bye. So this live show is just destined to be doomed from the beginning. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay. I don't know what to say all here by my lonesome, and I feel like I'm just going to ramble on for the next couple of minutes if you guys want to join until Chloe gets back, or just skip ahead a little bit until she returns. But I feel like I don't want to say anything massively important about the book until Chloe gets back because I don't want her to be left out. Oh, maybe I'll make an announcement. I don't know if you guys have seen a bunch of our past videos with the Once Upon a Read Along, and if you guys are new, if you guys are just watching from YouTube, we have a Once Upon a Read Along group, and every single month we pick a different book, and at the end of the month we do a live show like this, and it was me, Chloe from the Print Bibliophile, who is currently not here, she'll be back in a minute, and Danny from the Insatiable Bookie. Danny, because of personal reasons, has decided to leave the Once Upon a Read Along group indefinitely. So I think for now, at least for the next couple of months, maybe forever, Chloe and I are just going to do these things by ourselves, and it'll either be on my channel or her channel, so stay tuned for more information on that. And she's back, yay!
Of all people for this to happen to, of course it's going to happen to me.
I know, right? Usually I'm the one with technical difficulties, but I was telling them, since you were gone, I didn't want to talk about the book, but I was explaining to them how Danny decided to leave, and it was just going to be me and you for the rest of Once Upon a Read Along.
I knew I forgot something at the beginning.
Yeah, but that's okay. We were so late, we just had to get started. But
yeah. Okay.
So you were talking about, taking notes, and then you finished that thought, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I need to take notes.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just wing it from now on. Because, since the last, I don't even know if I did oh man, now I need to look. I think I did a Cruel Beauty book talk. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you did.
Did I? Yeah, I did. I remember the tag for that. Anyway, that was the last time I did a book talk for one of our books because none of us finished the book last month. I really did. And then we finished this month's book,
Mhm.
but I didn't book talk it, didn't take notes. I didn't do my book cover makeup. I kind of just said, oh well, sayonara. I guess I've ruined that challenge for the year.
Well, and you had to work early today, right? Or were you at school?
Yes, I worked 11 to 5, and then I was supposed to get out at 5, and then for 10 minutes, this lady was like arguing about she had a call. I gotta explain this now that we've started.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
She had a call-in order, and it was for she wanted to like make her own smoothie or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I started with the strawberry banana because that's our base. And she said no banana. Okay, no banana. Substitute it with pineapple. Okay. Add kiwi. Okay, fine. Well, if you want something out of it but you substitute it, it doesn't charge you. But if you want to add something, it charges you. And I explained that to her for one of her smoothies, and she's like, I didn't even order this. She was lying through her teeth.
That's
took 10 minutes
for you.
Yeah, and then I was at Starbucks for 15 minutes, and I drank most of it during our technical difficulties.
That's how I am. I can gulp down a Starbucks in like 5 seconds flat. Love those things. They're stinking addicting. But no, yeah, I understand with all the not wanting to do it and stuff. I can't do a book talk and do these live shows at the same time because I just feel like we talk about everything in the live show. It's kind of redundant,
Yeah.
So usually when I do my like weekly wrap up or whatever, I'll say, I talked about this in the live show, so you can go check it out. Go check the live show video out if you want to know more about that certain book. So that's usually what I do. But so how did you feel about the love interests? Because there's two, the King Alejandro and then Humberto. Is that his name?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. There's water on my laptop.
That's not good.
It's just a drop from my drink. So I ship both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I ship Alejandro and ELISA, and then Humberto comes along and I ship them too. Like, I yacht these people. And it's like, yes. And I'm like, okay. Well, then Humberto comes along and, gets himself killed. And I was like, well, my ship is dead.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm so sad. I was just like, oh my God. And the way, okay, let's for a second, because when he dies, she says, and I wish I had marked it so that I could quote it, but she basically says that they carved a scarlet, like, smile or something into his neck. It was smile.
I had to reread that because I wasn't sure if he was actually dead or not.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh yeah, he just got his throat slit.
Well, it's like, well, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, and it sucks too because I liked him so much, and I was so worried. As eventually she's gonna have to go back to her husband, but I want her to be with Humberto. So what's gonna happen? And then when he died, I was like, oh well, I guess that happened.
Yeah, and then when she's back with Alejandro and they're like all lovey-dovey and everything, I'm like, yes, this is it. I've been waiting for this to happen. I was thinking, yes, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get a trilogy full of love, and then that's a lie because he's dead. It's like, well,
that's a lie.
Hell? Like, why?
Yeah, her and her loves just didn't go good in this book. I feel kind of bad for her, but especially like after. I mean, like I feel like she felt the grief. Obviously, she had feelings for these people, but I think that her grief and like being upset that her love interest just died could have been portrayed a bit better. Like I feel like she wasn't sad enough for me. Did you feel that?
I actually just had the worst thought. I said God's trying to tell her something.
Oh
yeah. Oh God. I bet you anything in the next book. I don't even know the next book. It's like a crown of embers, or maybe a throne of I don't know. But I bet you in the next two books there's gonna be more love interests and they're just gonna keel over too.
That would suck.
That's sad, but I think it's gonna happen.
That would be really sad because I feel like she needs that love interest in her life.
Yeah. I like how she is as queen though. I mean, she didn't become queen till the end of the book, but I really like it.
Yeah, until what's his son's name becomes
Rosario.
Rosario. I think that's cute. Like their relation that they had like in the beginning of the book when they were like, walking through the town and stuff. And I feel like she was such a good, like she could be a good real mother, but she's a very good stepmother to him. You know what I mean? Like she didn't give him whatever he wanted. She didn't let him throw a temper tantrum, you know?
Yeah, especially now that she's all he has left now.
Yeah, that's sad too.
But they'll have a nice relationship, I think.
Yeah, maybe we'll get to see more of that relationship in the next book. I kind of want to read the synopsis of the second book now. I didn't get a chance to do that. I'm going to look it up on Goodreads and see what it says really quick.
I read I glanced at the synopsis for the third book, and I think I spoiled myself by accident.
But
it was 3 words, but I'll live.
I read the synopsis for, oh God, I can't tell you because you haven't read the selection.
Oh yeah.
Girl.
I want to read that. I need those books.
You should. Okay, so the next one is The Crown of Embers, and the synopsis says, he led her people to victory over a terrifying sorcerer's army. Her place as the country's ruler should be secure, but it isn't. Her enemies come to her like ghosts in a dream from foreign realms and even from within her own court, and her destiny as the chosen one has not yet been fulfilled. To conquer the power she bears once and for all, ELISA must follow a trial of long forgotten and forbidden clues. Oh, it's a trial, of forbidden clues from the deep hidden catacombs of her own city to the treacherous seas. With her go a one-eyed spy, a traitor, and the man whom, despite everything she is falling in love with, if she's lucky, she will return to this journey, but there will be a cost. So that sounds
well. There's the love interest.
Yeah, you called it, Chloe. You called it. That synopsis reminded me of something else that I wanted to talk about. The task that the Godstone bearers have to fulfill. And when you first hear that towards the beginning-ish of the novel, you think that it's going to be some really big thing, but then someone tells her a story. It's like the priest type guy tells her a story of the guy who carried the Godstone, and he dug a well to build a city, and then he died before the well could be completed or the city could be completed. And then decades later, this evil guy falls into the well and dies, and that was his thing
service
that he's supposed to do. Yeah, his big service. So it's just I don't know. So it's the religion is very Christian-like, except for in that aspect, I think. Everything else can be compared to Christianity, except for the Godstone thing.
I wonder if we're ever going to find out what her service is, or if we're just going to have subtle hints throughout the next 2 books.
I have no idea. I mean, and then but how do you know? That was my question too. It's there's a lot of circumstances, or there's a lot of things that happen in the book where she's like, well, is this my service? Is this my service? Is this my service? And how do you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's throwing me off.
Yeah, a lot of the things that she did in this book were amazing acts of service, and they could be one of the things that she was supposed to, or the thing that she's supposed to do because she's the Godstone bearer, but how are we supposed to know?
I feel like there would be some big sign where she knows, this was my service.
Maybe. When she got the Godstone, it was the light going down into her belly button. That was another weird thing. It's just
I thought that was weird.
The belly button Godstone thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think belly buttons are weird in general, so it's what is this?
And then what happens if the bear has an outie belly button?
I don't know. Now it's really weird.
It is, right? I figured when I thought of a Godstone, at first before she described it, I thought it was inside of her. You know what I mean? Have you ever read the Warrior Air series?
No, I want to.
Oh, it was a really good series. In the Warrior Air, they have stones. There's 5 different sects of these people. There's warriors, there's sorcerers, and there's just different ones. But each one has a specific stone, and it sits behind their heart. And it's a different colored or different type of stone depending on what you know, magical sect you are. And so the warriors have a certain stone and it sits behind their heart and stuff. So that's what I pictured it, but except for like in her belly. But it's like, it's just, and then after she said it was in her belly button, I pictured it as like a belly button ring.
Uh-huh.
But then I think it's just like a pebble. It just sits in her belly button.
Yeah. It's,
and I thought it was just going to fall out all the time. I don't know.
Okay. This is so strange, but the fact that I don't like belly buttons kind of plays into it, or I think belly buttons are weird.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was kind of gross that there was like a stone in her belly button.
Mm-hmm.
I also cringed every time like she got like seriously injured, like when like her fingernail ripped off and everything. That was and then I found it completely disgusting, so gross, when she like peed herself and they mentioned it every single time after, like the smell. I'm like, I don't even like this right now. Can we just not?
Yeah, I mean, like, it makes sense because she peed herself in the presence of like an enemy. I'd probably pee myself too. I mean, she was probably scared peeless. I try not to cuss in these things, but when it's a video, I can edit it out if I cuss by accident, but you can't take it back. Show. And I'm telling you, I cuss like a sailor. So I do. Like, even when I'm texting you, Chloe, I'm like, I gotta remember that you're in high school.
I swear like a sailor. It's not okay.
Good. I just don't want your parents like pick up the text message between me and you and like, who are you talking to? Such a bad influence now.
It doesn't even matter anymore.
Good. Okay, but no, yeah. So I agree though. When she was when they were like using it for peeing herself every 5 seconds with the guy, and then speaking of her peeing herself with the sorcerer guy, what did they call him? I can't remember.
The Animangus.
Which every time I thought of that, I thought of Harry Potter. Did you?
Me too.
Yep. I thought that they were going to transform into a wolf at any moment, but I think it's completely different.
I thought they were like half animal.
Me too.
But they were really just humans with magic. I kind of just went with it.
Yeah. I just, like, from the beginning of the novel, I just expected them to be able to turn into some sort of animal like Harry Potter, but it just never happened. So I'm assuming they just don't have that power. I don't know. But so she kills him and it's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that was pretty cool. And then like the whole of her magna, I hate the words in this book.
Are we talking about the army or something else?
Yeah, no,
Malficio, I think.
Like they worshipped her after that. But no, it was a pretty cool thing that she did, I guess. Like, I don't know. And then all the godstones, her trying to get power from him, and then at the end of the novel, and that basically kills King Alejandro, right? That's what I got from it when she finally uses her power, her godstone power at the end of the book.
Yeah. So it's like, well, you just killed your husband, so just go with it. It's the Malficio or Malficio.
Yeah.
However you want to take that.
I think Malficio. I don't know. Malficio kind of sounds like feces. So maybe we should go with Malficio.
Yeah.
I hate books that have hard pronouncing words. I hate it.
Yeah. This is just such a random thought, but since summer's coming up, well, we already know what next month's book is and the month after. For August, I think we should also try and do another contemporary, even though it's August, but it's still kind of like the end of summer.
Yeah, that's fine, because we're going to be doing another fantasy in July.
Yeah, we don't do enough contemporaries on here.
I agree. We needed a contemporary. Next month, if you guys don't follow, I don't know if I put it on Goodreads yet because I fail at life, or Twitter. Maybe.
I forget about Goodreads.
Huh?
I feel like we put more effort into Read-A-Rama, even though that's only a once a month thing, than we do into this, or a 3 times a year thing. Than we put into this.
And with me moving this month and you getting a job for the first time this month, it's just been crazy. So we haven't been updating stuff as much as possible. But if you guys don't know, next month we are doing The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West, which is first contemporary, I think, for the Read-A-Rama.
With hashtag fill-in hashtag as our hashtag.
Fill-in hashtag?
Yeah, you remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
I'm absent from the Twitter conversation sometimes. I'm sorry. But that's a good one, though. Did Danny come up with that?
No, I did.
Oh, yay!
I said, can our hashtag be fill-in hashtag because I'm not creative right now. It's somewhere in here.
Sounds good to me. And
yeah,
I'm glad we're doing a contemporary because I never read contemporaries, but when I do get forced to read a contemporary for some circumstance or another, I really love them. So I don't know why I never pick up a contemporary on my own.
You came up with the book for this month, so
yeah,
you blame yourself.
I knew we needed a contemporary. I was like, we need a contemporary. It's summer. We haven't had one yet, and that one just came out. So
yeah, I put for our hashtag, can we do hashtag fill in hashtag because I'm too lazy to be creative.
Did I reply to that?
Yeah, you said I like it.
Okay, I like it.
That was like 2 weeks ago, so.
Oh yeah, no wonder I can't remember. So, okay. Anything else you want to talk about with this book? I feel like there's so much, but we've already talked about a lot too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that it took 2 weeks to read this that I'm kind of forgetting a lot of things.
Me too. Okay, so we talked about how she was overweight. She was a plus size woman in the beginning of the novel, and then so how did you feel? I don't know if you identify with being plus size.
In a way, yes, but I was having a hard time picturing her because at first I thought she was skinny, but the dress was just too small.
Yeah,
and
me too.
The beginning of this book really reminded me of Cruel Beauty. The beginning of Cruel Beauty.
That makes a lot of sense because she's getting married to some person she doesn't really know or want to get married to.
Yeah, like the beginning of this book, I got a Cruel Beauty vibe. When you were reading the synopsis for the next book, I was getting a Throne of Glass vibe. I'm getting a lot of vibes from this book.
That's just what we're getting. We're getting vibes. Vibes are happening.
It's the monarchy part. That's what's because you haven't read Throne of Glass, but there's a monarchy.
Yeah.
Cruel Beauty. I guess there's a monarchy. I don't know.
Why when you have to read Kiss of Deception sometime in June because
it's ready for me to pick up at the library.
Yay, I'm so excited for you to read that. But this isn't on the synopsis in the book, so I'm not ruining anything. But the girl, Leah, in the beginning of Kiss of Deception, is getting married to someone she doesn't want to get married to. So
I'm sensing a recurring theme here.
I sense it too, and I didn't really mean it to be like that until you just mentioned it. Like I didn't even think of Cruel Beauty being like that until you said something. But now that you're saying it, Cruel Beauty, getting married to someone you don't want to.
Fire and Thorns, Kiss of Deception.
And then in July, since we're talking about Kiss of Deception already, we're going to be reading the sequel to Kiss of Deception, which is, oh crud, what are they calling it? I can't remember now. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember? I'm going to look it up right now. That's my favorite series of all time, so I'm disappointed in myself. Kiss of Deception. Come on, Goodreads. The second one is called The Heart of Betrayal.
Does it have a purple cover? Because that's what I think it does.
Yeah.
Or a purple. I was right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the covers for Kiss of Deception and Heart of Betrayal, like a lot.
Yeah. I want to finish. Well, I started rereading the last Harry Potter before The Girl of Fire and Thorns, so I'm halfway through that. I want to finish that. I want to read. Oh, you can't see it, but I want to read. Is it These Stars Won't Go Out? Or yeah, This Star Won't Go Out by Esther Earl. I really want to read that. It's written by the girl who inspired The Fault in Our Stars. Mm-hmm. And when she passed away, John Green put this book together of like her journal entries and photos. Oh. So I really want to. Oh God, I really want to read that. And
I haven't read John Green yet. I know you're like slapping me every time I tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
None. Like pick one up.
When we do our book shopping trip and we're just like walking through the aisles, I'm gonna point out you need to read this, you need to read this, you need to read this.
I'll probably do the same thing to you because we have some similar book interests, but I read more fantasy and I think you read more contemporary. So we'll probably be doing the same thing.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like stuff like this. Sometimes I want a John Green. It all just depends.
Yeah, I just don't want to get all depressed and sad reading some girl dying of cancer.
Not all of them are depressing and sad.
Oh, I kind of want to see the movie, but I don't want to see the movie until I read the book, so I can't watch the movie.
You are a booktuber. You know these rules.
I know. Oh, and you know what? Chase forced me to watch the movie Horns with Daniel Radcliffe, and that was a book.
I've never seen that before. I didn't even know it was. I knew it was a book. I didn't know it was a movie.
Yeah, Horns by Joe Hill or something.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we watched it, and so weird.
Like I
know.
I just saw a shadow pass over your head. That's why I was like, you heard.
Oh, yeah, but we watched the movie, and I watched that before reading the book, and I felt so ashamed. But, oh well, it happens sometimes. I don't think it was a book that I would pick up anyway, so it's like an adult book, and I don't know. It's just, and the movie was good-ish.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was a little depressing. Chase, get out of my picture! I'm gonna shoot him. Next time, I'm kicking him out of the house.
So is this your new living room, or is this like an office area?
No, this is my living room. There's my couch. We only have a 1-bedroom, so it's the living room, the kitchen's right there, and then my bedroom is back there where Chase is being a creeper. And our Chase, leave. We're talking about books and stuff.
The movie.
It's what we do. It's our passion.
Thorns. Oh my God. Don't get married. Any of you. If you're out there and you're married, just don't. Thinking about it, just don't do it.
I'm forever alone, so here.
You won't be alone forever.
I'm a single Pringle.
You're single? What? I thought you were dating somebody.
Oh yeah, it was like we broke up like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Well, I broke up with him.
Well then, hey,
Yeah.
you broke up with him, then good
Yeah,
riddance.
that's a topic for another time.
Oh yeah, we'll text about it. No, but yeah, so this is my living room, my TV, and this is it. It's small, but you know, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the library side of my bedroom. The other side is messy, and we won't talk about it.
That's how I am. I'm like sitting in front of the mess that's in front of my couch, trying to, so you guys don't see it, and then there's like mess over here too, so I'm trying to block all the mess, but
I got a new shelf too that has like nothing on it.
I need a new shelf. Behind all of my books, I have 2 layers on this bookshelf here, so I'm gonna need a new bookshelf.
Wait, do you have like some in the back and then some in the front?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I like looking at all the books.
Well, the ones that I put in the back were either Chase's books that I don't want to see anyway, or books that I don't care that much about. Like everything that I want to see, I can see. And so yeah, and then I have like a stack over here of books that I don't know why I kept. I got rid of like 10, 15 books when we moved, and then when we moved in here, I got rid of more books. So yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of a few. Well, I say this because I want to keep every book on my shelf, but there's like 1 or 2 books that I want to get rid of.
Yeah.
And then I have so many DNF books on my shelf. I need to go through them and like finish them. I also need to. Well, I ordered 2 books. I finally ordered my 2 books that I wanted: Dangerous Deception and The Death Code.
I have to order Phil and Boyfriend for next month because I don't think it's going to be ready at the library in time.
Hate that my library doesn't have a physical copy, and I'm still number 8 in line for the ebook. But
yeah,
I'll get it eventually.
Copy? That's ridiculous.
I don't know. I'm kind of just rolling with it.
Yeah.
But I really want to reorganize my books, and not even really big organization, just small things. And then I promised myself after I got the 2 new books and did a reorganization, I'd do a shelf tour because I always do one every summer. And this shelf feels so empty. These 2, well, this one especially, you can't really see it, but this one feels so empty. It has a candle, some graphic novels, a rock, my Nook, and my I don't know how to say it. Is it Haslams or Haslams or
Haslams? I think it is. Yeah.
I got a mug from there. It's pretty awesome.
That place is amazing, Chloe. I'm so glad that you told me about it. Chase
You're
and
just
I.
lucky you're closer.
Oh yeah, we're like 5 minutes away. Like seriously, we're like right there. It's amazing. And then there's like a lot of really cool places that are right there.
Yeah.
In St. Pete, where I live, there's a store called Hoslam's. For those of you who are watching, I have no idea what we're talking about. I moved. My husband got a job, and it just so happened to be really close to where Chloe lives. So we used to live like 2 hours apart, and now we live about 45 minutes apart. So she told me about this bookstore that's right near where I live, and it's freaking-gantic. It's huge. It's a used bookstore, but it has used and new, and it's like the size of a grocery store. It's huge. It's amazing. So,
It's a grocery store for books.
yeah, it's like they have when you enter the store, there's a map of where everything is. Like you need a map to navigate.
Really?
Yeah, they have a map. They have like, where it says where young adult is and where science fiction is and stuff. So yeah, you need a map.
If there's a book you really want to buy, like a brand new book that's coming out, always go like a week before to there because they have new releases like before they come out.
Yeah, when I went there, they were going to have a signing of a book. I can't remember what book, but it was like a young adult book that was about to come out.
I need to look at their signing list. I never look.
Do what?
I need to look at their list of like autograph sessions. I didn't even think about that. One day you should make the drive over here to Bookworm.
Yeah.
It's such a small used bookstore, but they have a decent sized YA section and they're super cheap. Like I got this from there for like $2.
Yeah, we'll probably head over there when we meet. Like, I don't mind driving over to where you're at. So I'll probably just drive over to where you're at and we can meet somewhere, or I'll pick you up or whatever, and we'll go to a bookstore. And I don't have a camera. I record with my webcam, but Chloe has a camera, and we're going to what's it called? Like vlog it with your camera, right?
Follow me around.
Yeah, and that's gonna be really fun. I want to vlog, but I don't have a good camera. I'm probably gonna buy one this year, but
I know when next year I fully plan on going to BookCon, and I'm asking my mom for a DSLR camera for my birthday.
Oh my god, I'm so bad.
Why? Like she's like, well, it has to be under $300. I was like, okay. Well, my main thing is I just want it to have a swivel screen on it.
Yeah.
So I sent her a link to one this morning, and I really want it, and then I want to take it to Chicago with me.
Where Chicago is BookCon?
That's where it is next year. It was today, but it's in New York. It's been in New York for like the past 2 years.
The BEA thing that everyone's talking about.
Yeah. See, next year I'm just gonna go to BookCon, and then the year after I'll probably go to BEA and BookCon.
Yeah, that would be nice. No. Traveling is just expensive, and Chase and I are like, we want to have babies soon, especially now that we're in our own place. So I'm going to plan to either be pregnant or have a toddler or have a little baby by next year. So it's probably just not going to happen. I'd like to say that I want to go, but in November, there is a bookstore in South Carolina in Charleston that has a book convention every year, and I was supposed to go year before last, or no, I was supposed to go last year, but just stuff came up, so I wasn't able to go. But I want to go to that this November. So
is it? No, it's not Y'all Fest, is it?
Yeah, Y'all Fest. Yep, that's what it is.
It's Y'all West. That's in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, Y'all West, they just had like in January or February, which is the first year they did that. And then Y'all Fest is in Charleston, where like it's been at for the last like 3 or 4 years, and I really want to go to that. It's not far like New York, and my grandmother used to live in Charleston, so I know the area really, really well. So I feel more comfortable. I don't like going to places that I've never been. So.
We need to petition to have events like this in Florida. So that way we can just like hop on the train and be like, I'm out of here. Let's go.
Yes. Except for no one else lives in Florida, so.
Can't we have like a Y'all Miami or something?
Y'all Miami.
Why not?
I agree. I think Orlando would be probably better.
Exactly. Like a Y'all-lando.
Y'all-lando.
We'll take a train ride up there and call it done.
Yeah. Well, no, what me and you should do is we just open a bookstore and do our own.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna Google this stuff.
Yeah, I Google like signings and book conventions and stuff all the time, and there's never one in Florida. There's like this book convention in Orlando, but there's like no young adult books or authors there. They have it like once a year.
That's all I find. Let's see.
Like adult stuff. There's plenty of signings of adult authors, just authors that I'm not interested in reading, or there's just not young adult, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Let's see. JustTalkingBooks.com/conventions. Okay. Let's see. We've kind of just given up on the book already.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple of viewers, but I guess if we want to just end the talk about the book, since we've gone so far off topic, we both gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. We both enjoyed it, but we didn't love it. But we did enjoy it enough where we're going to continue on with the series. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
A good what's it called, like synopsis of our ideas and stuff. And if you guys want to stay and watch us talk about book conventions and books and random other stuff that has nothing to do with the Girl of Fire and Thorns, you're welcome to stay.
We have any viewers?
We had one. We have a couple, like 2 or 3 on and off every once in a while, but
hello, viewer. Oh, these are like conventions, like any type of convention.
Oh,
okay.
Really?
I've heard of this one before. Florida Heritage Book Festival. We have stuff like this, but we don't have like Teen Book Con.
Yeah.
Like my friend Erin, she kind of like one day or one weekend, she kind of just like was like, "Hey, I'm going to Texas where my dad is. I'm going to Teen Book Con." I was like, "Take me with you." She offered to like take some of my books to go get signed, but it never happened. And I was like, I want to go.
Who did you say is signing in Tampa? You told me. You're like, you need to read this series because
Lindsay Cummings says she's coming sometime in July. That reminds me, I need to check her website
to see if she's got like a date coming.
Yes,
I saw on Instagram that she posted that she was coming to Houston, like in the next day or 2.
Yeah.
But if she's coming in July, like, are you looking at now?
Yeah, in a second. I never actually put this with my book stuff. This was like 2 weeks ago. This is the letter that she sent me that I fangirled so hard on. And ow, my face. She sent me a letter and 2 bookmarks, and I freaked. But she sent me a Murder Complex bookmark and a Balance Keepers bookmark. I think we should really read this book
How did you get that stuff? Like, did you
email? I sent her fan mail.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you can send her fan mail with a self-addressed envelope in there. And she'll write you back. I think we need to read this book together. Balance Keepers. Sounds amazing. And it's fantasy.
Oh, it's fantasy.
Yeah, so it's like guaranteed you'll like it.
I love it. There's very few fantasy that I like hated. I can't even think of one off the top of my head right now. So
it's a middle grade, but it's Lindsay Cummings, so I don't care.
Yeah.
But she sent me
I'm looking at her website now, and so far the only dates that she has in July are in Texas.
Well, yeah, she just said she'll be in the Tampa area this July. Stay tuned for signing info. Well, that was the PS on here.
Yeah, she's going to be in South Carolina at Blue Bicycle Books is the one that does Y'all Fest on June 23rd. So it makes sense for her to come down to Florida like at the end of June, beginning of July. So hopefully she does that.
Wait, when's Y'all Fest?
Y'all Fest is in November.
Oh, okay, never mind.
She's just going to be there for a signing in June.
Let's see, events. Yeah, there's nothing right now.
Yeah, nothing near us. But stay tuned. She's going to be in Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolinas.
Yes.
All that good stuff in the next month. So
I want to meet you, Lindsay.
See, I've seen her videos with like Ariel Bassett and like, on YouTube and stuff like that. But I'm kind of like, I don't care really right now because I've never read any of her books, I'm sure once I read one of her books, I'll be more excited about it. But
one of these days, if there are so many signings in Orlando, one of these days I'm just going to get a train ticket and be like, "Hey, Dad, I'll be back later. Bye." I'm serious. Like I want to go to all these signings, but like I think it was last year, Chris Colfer came, and I read what is it called, Struck by Lightning, and I've read the first Land of Stories book, and
I need to read his books. I had no idea that he was an author until you told me, and I was like, no freaking way.
Struck by Lightning's really good, but the Land of Stories is amazing.
Yeah, I don't think I'll rent it from the library. And someone asked me about like moving and stuff like that. I gotta make a video on it, but my new library pales in comparison to my old library. Does that make sense? It's worse. I don't know. Yeah, pales in comparison means it's better. I think no, it's much worse. Which is really sad. But I know we live close together, but we have different libraries because we're in different counties. But like my old library I would request a book and it would send it to my house. This one does it, which I guess is like an over and above type thing. They don't have to do that, but it was just so convenient, and it was like I loved it. It was such a good thing that they did, and I'm bummed they didn't do that. But they also have a really crappy section. Like there's one library in the county that is right behind my apartment complex, and they have one bookshelf of young adult. One. It blew. I was very disappointed. That's the library that I went to go get my library card when I first moved in, and I got back and my husband was like, how many books did you get? And I said 0, and he's like, I don't believe you, because I'll go to the library and I'll get like 10 books, and I'm like, no, really, I didn't get any because it had such a crappy section. They have like 5 million copies of Twilight, 5 million copies of Harry Potter, and then the rest was just other crap young adult books that I wasn't really interested in reading. So it sucked. But I mean, the main library in St. Pete has a better selection. Not as good as my library back home, but I'll deal. It's okay.
Crap, what was I gonna say?
No, what were you
I don't know. Why does this happen so much?
We're gonna talk about the library.
We're talking about the library. Mm-hmm. Oh, there is one. There's one well, I guess you can call it a convention that I know of. It's called IndieCon or something like that. It's in Orlando.
Oh yeah.
So that's the thing. It's indie instead of like the major ones that we all know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't read a lot of indie books.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I read a few indie, but not enough.
I think the good thing about that is we could go and probably get a lot of free books.
Probably.
A lot. I mean, you can get free books at regular book conventions. Like you get, a bunch of big name authors and stuff, but I feel like there are going to be a lot more free books giving out from indie authors than at regular BookCon,
Yeah. Well, there's a former teacher of mine. She's really young, and she wrote a series that I only read the first book in, but she goes every year.
Oh yeah.
And she like promotes herself. So that's the only reason I know about it. And I really wanted to go, but I didn't.
I kind of want to go to that that book convention that's in Orlando for adult books, because I think they have like 1 or 2 like young adult, new adult authors there. So maybe I'll look at the author list. It literally just happened a couple months ago, so maybe we'll look at the author list, and if there's anybody like that we would want to go see. I feel like it might be worth it just to go if it was just even 1 or 2 authors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if like me or you went together, like we just hopped on the train and went out there or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. What train goes from Tampa to Orlando?
Probably Amtrak.
Yeah, because I know in Orlando we have the Sunrail, and the Sunrail is supposed to come from Orlando to Tampa soon. I'm hoping in like the next 2 or 3 years they're building, and Sunrail is awesome. I've ridden the Sunrail around Orlando, or my boss has ridden the Sunrail around Orlando once or twice, and it's amazing. So
I'm looking at. I kind of gave up on like book conventions and just Googled Orlando book YA book signings.
Yeah, anything on that?
Well, there was one for Marie Lu back when Young Elites came out, but
that was a while ago. Did you read Young Elites though?
No, I want to. I haven't even finished. I started Champion and I haven't finished it.
I started Legend and I haven't finished it, so you're one up on me.
Findbooksignings.com. Yes, this is life. Oh, I think I've been on this website before. Okay.
Yeah, I go on freaking like signings all the day, or signing websites all the dang time. You know that signing that I went to for Victoria Aveyard? Which
One I wanted to go to.
Yes, girl. I wish you could have come. It was amazing. It was my very first book signing. So I just like fangirled it up. And who else was there?
Zoe.
Not you, babe. I know you were there. I don't know if you heard that. Chase goes, me. I know
Yeah,
you.
I heard.
And then the author. No, I can't remember her name. Oh my God. The girl that wrote My Heart and Other Black Holes. And then the
I
last.
want to read that. I don't know the.
Hand. Cynthia Hand was there, and then I can't remember the girl's name who wrote My Heart and Other Black Holes, but that was a pretty cool signing. I really enjoyed it, and that was just like luck of the draw. I saw on Twitter that Victoria Aveyard posted dates for when she was doing her tour for Red Queen, and I looked on it just. I did like there wasn't even a thought in my mind that she was going to come to Orlando because no one ever comes to Orlando that I want to see since I had started like really getting into young adult books and reading and stuff. So when I looked at the thing, I saw that she was coming to Orlando and I freaked out. I was so excited. I knew from that day that I was going.
Let's see. The University of Central Florida Book Festival.
Oh, really?
Yes, but now it's just a matter of what are the authors? Oh, it already passed, but it doesn't matter.
Darn.
Well, we can look at the authors anyway and get an idea.
Yeah, because if the same type of authors come next year, then hey.
Let's see. The only person I recognize so far is Michelle Maddow. She lives in Florida, I think, somewhere.
Yeah. Terry McMillan, who's doing the keynote, she sounds familiar.
Are you on the website too?
Yeah, okay. It says Children's Zone author.
Yeah, I don't know anybody except for Michelle Maddow.
Neither. Oh well.
I give up. Okay. I'm still on Google though.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like there's hardly any type of book, anything that comes to Florida. It blows. I'm trying to think of that book con, the name of that book con that comes to Florida, that comes to Orlando.
Let's see. YA Chicks Kicking It. Huh? What? Let's see. That it already happened too, but it happened like last week.
Of course we missed it. Of course.
Oh, I miss everything. I don't Google this enough. Oh, V.V. Barnes, who wrote Paper or Plastic. I haven't read that. But I've heard of it, so it's a start.
Yeah.
I don't know any of you people.
Teen book cons in
Houston.
Houston, okay. Because I Googled Florida young adult book conventions in Florida, and nothing came up except for that. So I'm like, is that here? Where is it?
Ooh, tour schedule for Colleen Hoover. I've never read one of her books, but I have heard of her. So
Me neither, but apparently it's like freaking amazing. So
it's a start.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, September 3rd through 6th, somewhere really exciting that I can't announce yet. That's exactly what it says.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, but
is it Florida?
Probably not.
Oh yeah, Florida's not exciting. What? People go here for Disney, and that's it, basically.
Yep. Forthcoming John Green book signings, not in Florida, I bet. I was so excited because Shane Dawson said he was going to come to Florida, and I was like, please let it be Tampa, and it was Miami.
Oh, and that sucks too, because Miami is 4 hours away.
Mm-hmm. See, Orlando's one thing, but Miami, it's too far.
Yeah, Orlando's not that bad. Like, once you get out of Tampa, it's an hour and a half. Done. No, it's so not that bad at all. It's getting from like through Tampa that's the hardest part, you know.
When you have to go to page 2 on Google, you know you'll never find it.
I never go to page 2 on Google ever. Who does that? Who goes to page 2 on Google?
I just did. So Florida Teen.
Loser. No, I'm just kidding.
Florida Teen Book Conventions. Let's see. Teen Book Con, Teen Book Con, Teen Book Con, Teen Book
I don't
Festival.
care about Teen Book Con.
I need to go. I need somewhere I can go.
It sucks too because like my grandfather lives in San Antonio, but still that's far from Houston. So it's like if it was in San Antonio, I'd be like, I'm just gonna stay with my grandfather and then go, you know, but
Yeah.
it's not in San Antonio, it's in Houston. Oh well.
Okay. I don't like this.
I can't find anything.
I don't like it at all.
Me neither. Like I said, like with the Victoria Abbey Yard signing, I feel like we just have to get freaking lucky, you know?
Really lucky. We need a miracle.
We need a miracle. I feel like, have you seen the Geico commercial where the Geico gecko is like at his tire and he's like, someone help me, I have a flat tire. I feel like that.
Yeah.
Do you know that commercial?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I feel like, someone help me, we need a book signing.
The Epic Reads Winter 2015 tour. Watch it not be in. Wait. Oh, wait. They're somewhere in Florida, but I've never heard of this place.
Where? Maybe I've heard of it.
A lot. If you've heard of it, I'm betting you anything. It's on the other side of the state.
Where?
Oh wait, there's two. There's two.
Where?
Oh wait,
Where?
They both already happened.
Oh my God, you got me.
It was the one you went to.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry,
Well,
but February is not winter. It's just not.
No, it's not.
You don't have a winter.
The one they called was we don't have winter. It's true. The one that they called it was the spring book tour.
I got so excited.
I did too. I was like, I don't care where it is, we're going, as long as it's not Miami.
This makes me sad.
Why does it say winter? I'm looking at what you're looking at, and I'm like, WTF. It's not winter if it's in June or whatever.
This makes me so sad.
Oh, okay. It was in February. February is technically winter. December, January, and February is winter.
I don't count. It said winter 2015. I was thinking like December of this year.
Me too.
Throwing me off with your wordplay.
Screw you, Epic Reads. No, Epic Reads is awesome.
Makes me so sad.
I love Epic Reads, like with a fiery, burning passion.
Florida can be okay sometimes, so why can't we just have a book convention? Like Texas of all places. Why not Florida?
Yeah. Who goes to Texas?
Better in Texas.
Okay, they have an Epic Reads summer tour. Let's see where that's at.
Probably not Florida.
Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, and Kentucky.
Not Florida.
No, not Florida.
This makes me so sad.
And it's not really of any books I want to read anyway.
There's a place in Tampa. I can't remember the name of it. It's a used bookstore, or maybe it's new. I don't remember. But what is it called? Oh, I remember. Inkwood Books. They have signings sometimes, so maybe I should look there.
Ink with Books?
Yeah. It's like in the heart.
Oh, Inkwood Books. I see.
Yeah.
Inkwood.
Let's see. But they haven't had a lot of decent signings recently, so I need to look. Let's see. I've never been here before either.
Where is it? Armenia Avenue, Tampa. I don't see any signings on the website.
I know there is though, so I just have to find it. All you have to do is find events. It should be under events, wherever that is.
Oh, there it is. Upcoming events.
I haven't found that yet. Oh, there it is. Events.
At the bottom. Kristen Cast and PC Cast on 6/11.
Well, I have heard of PC Cast.
Me too.
I
I have almost the whole House of Night series.
I don't have it.
I haven't read them, but I have almost the whole. Okay, we have to go.
Wait, is Kristen Cast a YA author?
Yes. The House of Here. I'll show you. Hold on.
No, not the House of Night. The Amber Smoke.
Oh, I have no idea.
Find out. Where's my phone?
And I know
Where's the House of Night series? Look.
It's buried behind the other ones you have.
Probably. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah. Yeah, Marked and Betrayed is the first two, and then Chosen is the second one, and PC Cast is the mom, and Kristen Cast is her daughter, and they wrote it together. So we have to go. We're going. I'm picking
Wait,
you
when
up.
is it? Wait,
The
when is
11th?
it?
The 11th?
This coming month?
Yeah.
Ooh, do I have my schedule? I don't know. I don't know if I have my work schedule yet. Oh no, I don't. I won't have my work schedule until Friday.
Well, I hope you work that day.
No, I'm going. If I can get all my books signed, I'm getting them signed.
Wait, what day? What day is the 11th? Oh wait. Oh no, I have my summer class. Oh wait. Yeah, I still have my
It's
summer class.
at 7 p.m. though.
Wait.
It's 7 p.m.
Okay, that's not too bad because my class gets out at 3.
Okay. I'll come pick you up if you want me to. Because I'm going. And it's in Tampa, so I'm sure it's going to be near where you live.
Get home.
Well, near is questionable. Wait, I'm still trying to find out if Amber Smoke is a YA book.
What'd you say about it? What? Amber Smoke?
Yeah, now it's just a matter of if I work or not.
I get out at 6, I think.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say if it's YA. Not helpful.
I'm not going. I'm just looking. Hold on.
Hi, Chloe.
Hi.
Oh my God. Chase gets off at 7 that night.
Say you can't.
I can. You're just going to have to find a ride home.
No, I'm not going to find a ride home. I can't.
We'll talk about it later.
No.
It'll get done.
No.
It is a teen book. Amber Smoke is a teen book.
I wonder when that comes out.
I think it's already out.
Yeah. Well, I have almost the entire House of Night series, so I'm going to get that signed when we go.
If we go.
We're going. Don't listen to Chase.
No, knowing me, I may forget just because I've never read any of their books before.
We'll get on it.
I've never read any of their books either, so
Start reading.
I barely have time to read books I want to read, so.
no, these are actually pretty good. My boss told me about them, and like she said that they're freaking amazing. They're vampire books, so but I mean she said that they were really, really good. Now I kind of want to pick it up.
Vampire books, surprise, surprise.
Right? No, well I'll read it and I'll tell you how it is. So now that she's coming and I'm probably
More events. Let's see. This is May. I need June.
It's all about that space opera.
I want to see June. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I don't know you. I don't know you. Apparently, I know you now.
and they don't have anything for July, so.
Oh well.
That's kind of cool though. Like PC Cast and Kristen Cast are coming though.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just gonna look at my shelf, pick an author, and look up their tour schedule. I wonder. Oh, I want. Wait. There's a book I have. I know the name of the book. It's Don't Call Me Baby. Who's the author? Gwendolyn Heasley. She actually lives like half an hour away from here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She lives in like Naples, I think. Gwendolyn.
I'm gonna look at Pearson and see if she's coming somewhere. June, Illinois, Kansas, Colorado, California, and Texas. Nope. Darn it.
I've only read one. Well, I think she only has one book. Oh no, she has more than one book out. I've only read one book by her, and it was an arc. It's Don't Call Me Baby, but it was really good. I loved it.
Wait, who is this?
Gwendolyn Heasley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out if she has tour dates.
I'm trying to think of different authors.
I think I asked her one day, like I tweeted her or something, like, "Hey, are you gonna be coming to the Tampa area?" And I think she said she had like a sign in Naples or something. I don't remember.
And that's like what, an hour or two south from us?
I have no idea, actually. I think blog tours are cool, but it's not like an actual tour. I can't find it. There is none. Okay, who's next? Ooh, have you ever read any books by Carolyn Childs?
No.
She has a trilogy. It's a mermaid trilogy. It's amazing.
Is that the one we were reading, like...
For Christmas Booktubeathon?
Yeah, what's it called again?
Forgive My Fins trilogy. Well, it's the Fins trilogy.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
I love that book series. It's so good.
Yeah.
Maybe she's coming somewhere.
Was it very contemporary-esque?
No, well, yes and no. Because it has mermaids in it, so.
Yeah.
Let's see, TaraLynChilds.com. Ow. Let's see, calendar.
Chloe, when's your birthday?
September 22nd.
My birthday is July 11th. 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Yeah, like the gas station. Can't forget it. I think I'm going to make a video about my birthday coming up soon. I don't know. Send me stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I'm probably going to like buy myself a whole bunch of books anyway. So.
My birthday's on a Tuesday Tuesday this year.
I don't know when the heck my birthday is. What day it's on. It's on a Saturday.
Be for you. I'm going to make sure I have my birthday off though from work.
I probably won't be working still by then. I'm trying to find a nanny job here, but
you want to hear the most crazy idea that I want to do for my birthday this year?
What?
So, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I want to do a few things actually. I want to have like a night where I go out to dinner with some of my friends, but I also want to take my friends who are 18 years old, since it's my 18th birthday, and go to a male strip club. Just like, let's go. Let's just go and have fun.
Why not?
Yeah. It's like guys go to strip clubs for their 18th birthday. Why can't I go to a male strip club?
No reason why you can't.
Like, my birthday, I do what I want.
You get lots of ones.
Yes. Okay. My Starbucks addiction basically comes from my tips that I get from work. And I question whether people think I'm a stripper or not, because I'm serious. Like, I pay all in ones. Like, I reloaded stuff on my membership today, and I added like $7 all in ones.
I've done that.
I was also wearing my tropical smoothie shirt, but
yeah, that's it. See, if I next time, because I used to always assume that too when people gave me a whole bunch of ones, but if I ever work in the food business again, I'm just going to either assume you are also in the food business because you get tips, or you're a stripper.
Yeah.
So if someone hands you a bunch of ones, don't think that they're a stripper, because they could be in the food business.
Yeah.
When I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, all people gave me was like quarters. It was horrible. Like, I get your coffee exactly right every single time, and you don't even want to give me $1.
Yeah.
I hate the food service. It's like, it's the worst. It's the worst. I feel for you, girl. I feel for you. I worked too many years in the food service. Too many.
Maybe we should shut off our live thing and just keep talking.
Okay, if you want.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like people are getting tired of this.
Maybe. I mean, there's someone been watching for a while, so they might be interested in actually what we're saying. I mean, who's not? It's me and Chloe. Interesting. But I think if I stay on any longer, Chase is gonna kill me anyway. You can see him right there. He's like glaring at me. When are you gonna get off? I want to play video games again. All right, so I guess we'll end it then. Should we like recap what we said about the book again, or no?
I don't remember what we said about the book.
That we gave it 3 out of 5 stars. We should do like a monthly me and you live show, and then then the book thing.
Just random.
And then like we should do it a week before the book live show, so that we get all of this out of our system.
We won't get this out of our system.
Right. So we can actually talk about the book. But yeah, you're right. It probably won't happen.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll end the broadcast now. To anyone who watched, expecting us to talk about the Girl of Fire and Thorns.
We
I'm
didn't.
sorry. We misled you. We did a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
So we've been on here like an hour and 15 minutes. Only an hour and 15 minutes. Wow.
I know it feels like longer, but yeah. Okay, so we'll end the broadcast now.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, guys.
Bye.